is going to be given by a couple, Bob and Jerry Lair, and I'd like to introduce them to you. After retiring from the Army last November, Bob Laird became the Assistant Director for Family Life for the Arlington Diocese and the Mid-Atlantic Regional Coordinator for the Couple-to-Couple League. Jerry, his wife, is a part-time administrative assistant to the Director of Family Life. They're both certified teachers of natural family planning and coordinators of the marriage preparation program for the Arlington Diocese. Their conversion story to marital chastity is found in the July 1993 issue of Human Life International Reports. Bob and Jerry have a son in formation for the priesthood and a daughter in religious life, and they make their home in North Virginia. And their presentation this afternoon will be on natural family planning, living the truth of Humanae Vitae. Let's welcome the Lairds.
There's an interesting story. We've been have 5 children, and the first one is studying to be a Dominican, and the second one is in formation to be a daughter of St. Paul. And believe it or not, there are people that come up to us and say, "You must be lousy role models for parents since your first 2 children are going into religious life." There's an interesting story about the simplicity of childhood and the simplicity of the child. There's a priest in our diocese, some of you priests may know him, who was injured, who was shot while delivering papers when he was 12 years old. Both of his knees were severely damaged. He went on to be a priest, and he walks around with these crutches. And every time he goes into the school, the principal gives him 2 boys, 2 5th graders, to go around and help him. One opens the door and the other carries his bag. And one day, about 3 weeks ago, the priest is going through the halls and comes out of the halls with the 2 5th grade boys, one in front and one in back. And he goes out to his car, parked in the handicapped lot, and the 5th grader looks up to him and says, "Father, I didn't know you were handicapped." It's incredible. After listening to all the talks today, sometimes you just want to put yourself in the position of a child, a 4th or 5th grader, and look at the world from his view. And sometimes we think that oftentimes we have to go back and do that ourselves. It's through God's mercy that we're here today. We've always been told it's easy for us to live following the church teachings on these issues because obviously we've never had any problems in our marriage. We've always had the perfect family. Our children are great. We have a lot of money. We have a good job. We're the exception and not the rule. Well, they always say that with couples there's a lot of conflict. And conflict is natural. You know, this term natural is sometimes getting turned around. And therefore, if conflict is natural, you can't practice natural family planning, you can't practice marital chastity, you have to resort to something else. In September of '86, we received a phone call from the Diocese of Arlington. We had just arrived in Arlington a year before. And this lady was looking for somebody to talk to about contraception who now uses NFP. Somebody that used to be on the other side and now on this side. And we were the only one she could find. I wonder how many couples she called looking for us. Our mission was to talk to 130 seminarians at Mount St. Mary's who really wanted a former contraception couple to come up to them to talk about marital chastity. That's the first time we ever spoke on the subject, and that was quite an experience.